As you see, John R. Harris, that's John Richardson Harris, he was the one who had this land out here in Texas that he called Harrisburg.
Welcome in to Houston, Texas. We've been to show you Houston was the second capital of the state of Texas. And we're going to leave out of downtown Houston. I'm going to show you where Texas Avenue turns into Harrisburg. And we're downtown Houston. And I'm going to show you where Harrisburg, Texas ran into Houston, Texas. And it's right up here by Emancipation, which used to be Dowling Street. Welcome everybody. As we go here, right here at this intersection, Emancipation and Texas, is where Harrisburg, Texas ran into Houston, Texas. And the name of the street right now is Texas. As soon as we cross here, Emancipation is no longer Texas, it's called Harrisburg. And we're entering Harrisburg, Texas, y'all. And Houston annexed Harrisburg in 1926. Welcome everybody to Harrisburg, Texas, the home of John Richardson Harris, who they named our county after. All righty. Now over here to the left is Second Ward. But as we go down here, like I say, Second Ward in Harrisburg, Texas was altogether one part of Harrisburg, Texas. But when Houston annexed it, they put part of Harrisburg, Texas into Second Ward. All right, everybody, welcome to Harrisburg, Texas. Now, as you see that big steel mill up there, that used to be Maxwell House Coffee. And they employed a lot of blacks, not only in Harrisburg, but they employed a lot of blacks out of 5th Ward and 3rd Ward. Because right now, you're almost in the middle of 3rd Ward and 5th Ward. And as we go up here to this street, it's called Sampson, y'all. One way going to 3rd Ward is called Sampson. The other way going towards 5th Ward is called York. And as you can see, there's Sampson. And that's Sampson going into 3rd Ward. But at the next red light up there, it's going to be York going into 5th Ward. And then it turns into Waco when it gets to 5th Ward. But right now, we're in Harrisburg, Texas, y'all. And Houston annexed this in 1926. And this was the first capital of Texas, was Harrisburg. Alrighty. And as you can see up there, that was Maxwell House Coffee right up there. That employed a lot of blacks, not only in 3rd Ward, Harrisburg, and 5th Ward, where they used to make the coffee. It's right up there. But as you can see, they're no longer in business. Only coffee that's still in business now is Folger. Maxwell House and Maryland Club are going out of business. Alrighty. Welcome to Harrisburg, Texas. And they do have the train running out here. Because I told you, this is Harrisburg, man, and this used to be a city. And Harrisburg was bigger than Houston, Texas at one time. Before Houston started annexing all the land from Harris County. In other words, if you want to know what Harrisburg, Texas, the ship channel, the Port of Houston, was really located in Harrisburg, Texas. Alrighty. This is all part of Harrisburg, which was part of Mexico before Texas got its independence from Mexico. John Richardson Harris had owned this town before Texas got its independence from Mexico. John Harris discovered this in 1826, and it was called the Republic of Texas after they annexed it. When I say they, that means Houston annexed it in 1926. By this time, Houston had already joined the Union, y'all. Now, as you can see, that's Lockwood. Everybody know Lockwood runs out to Fifth Ward, Cashmere Gardens, and Trinity Garden. And Lockwood, going back, like those cars are, it turns into color. A little history for you, for those that don't get out, and for those that are new to the city that didn't know. Yes, that's Lockwood. And when you go, like those cars going, they go in the 3rd Ward, and it's going to turn into color. And then later on, they'll turn into Chocolate Bayou Road when they get out there to Pearland. And that's when it gets out of Houston, get out of Harris County and goes into Missouri County. But right now, and we are in Harrisburg, Texas. Welcome everybody as we go down to Harrisburg, Texas. And as we see, they do have a rail out here. Because just like I said, it was a city before Houston annexed it in 1926. In fact, next year, this will be 100 years old since Houston annexed it. And for some of you Jack Yates family like me, Houston annexed this the same year that they built Jack Yates, 1926. That's when Houston annexed Harrisburg, Texas. The same year they built the first black high school in Houston, and that was Jack Yates. Booker T. Washington was a school that the white people gave blacks. Welcome everybody to Harrisburg, Texas. See, all of this is part of Harrisburg, Texas, which Houston annexed it, like I said, in 1926. So it just became a community called Harrisburg, just like 3rd Ward, just like Sunnyside, just like Acres Home they annexed, Trinity Garden, Cashmere Garden, all of that they annexed. All right, everybody, welcome to Harrisburg, Texas. And all of this is part of Harrisburg, Texas that you're looking at. Now, as we go up a little bit further down Harrisburg, this will turn into Broadway. And you say, well, what's on Broadway? Milby High School is located on Broadway. Old Galveston Road, before they built 45, is located on Broadway. And I will show you where where Harrisburg, Texas meet up to 2nd Ward. All right, everybody. As you can see, that's the train. This area here was part of Mexico before Texas annexed it, before Texas got its independence. And that's Wayside, y'all. In case you want to know about Wayside, when you're going the way those cars going, is going towards OST. And right on the other side of McGregor Park is where OST go in, and when it crosses Telephone Road, it's no longer OST. It's called Wayside. But as you see those cars going down that way, they headed towards OST. Wayside will turn into OST if you're going back towards 3rd Ward. But if you're going back north, Wayside would turn into Wayside. And we're live. Now right up in here, like I said, when you're going back towards 3rd Ward, it'll turn into Wayside. But if you're coming out of 3rd Ward down OST, it began to be a one-way street, and they named it Maceo Garcia, which is a two-way street just like Sampson and York. One going inbound, the other one going outbound. All right. All of this is part of Harrisburg, Texas, y'all, before Houston annexed it. And as you can see, they got the rail out here. And this is 95% Hispanic, because this was part of Mexico before Texas got its independence. That's why it have always been 95% Hispanics. Well, we're live out here in Harrisburg, Texas. Facebook family, we hope you enjoy this as much as I enjoy bringing you this, because this is some very important history about Harrisburg, Texas. And Mr. John Richardson Harris, who discovered this land out here, they named the county after him, Harris County. Well, this is what Mr. John Richardson had, and the Allen brothers wanted to buy this, but John Richardson Harrison did not want to sell it. So they went down a little bit further down Buffalo Bayou and bought that land there. And when Sam Houston got the independence from Mexico, the Allen brothers bought that land a little bit further down the bayou and named it after Sam Houston. That's why you come to the name Houston. And you want to know a little bit about Sam Houston? That was the the son-in-law of John Allen. You want to know about the Allen Center, Allen Parkway. All righty, we're live. Now we're still on Harrisburg. Now we'll show you what Harrisburg would turn into Broadway. All righty, everybody. Now right up here, this is when Harrisburg, Texas runs into 2nd Ward, which is part of Houston. And when Houston annexed this in 1926, they gave a little bit of the land to 2nd Ward. Just like when they annexed Riverside Terrace over in 3rd Ward. But it's the same situation over here. Now right up here, as you go to the left, you're going into 2nd Ward. Remember I told you that the Port of Houston was located in Harrisburg, Texas. And right up here, as you can see, this is part of Harrisburg, Texas. And as you can see, that freeway up there, high up there, is the Shiptown Bridge. And right up here, at this intersection here, right before you go under this railroad track, is going left, is where navigation runs into Harrisburg. And they changed the name from Harrisburg to Broadway. And as you see right here, see there? Navigation. That's the beginning of navigation going into Second Ward. All righty, everybody. We're live in Harrisburg, Texas. Okay. And as you can see, that's the Buffalo Bayou, y'all. Get ready to dump the water into the ship channel. And when it jumps the water into the ship channel, then the ship channel take the water and take it to the Gulf of Mexico. And over there is 610 and the ship channel bridge. All right, everybody. Remember I told you, you're no longer on Harrisburg now. You're on Broadway. It changed its name. Once Harrisburg runs into navigation, it's no longer Harrisburg Street. It's called Broadway. And we're live. And all of this is part of Harrisburg, Texas. And Harrisburg, Texas was here in 1825, before Texas got its independence from Mexico. Mr. John Richardson Harris had owned this land out here. Now this is a very busy street out here in Harrisburg called Manchester. And we're going up here towards Milby High School. And also 225. I mean Highway 225, one part going to LaPorte and also Deer Park in Pasadena. And the other part is going right here and dead end in Harrisburg, Texas. But as you can see over there, I will show you when we go over that way, we're going to pass 225. Now Lawndale is also a very busy street. See, all of this is part that hooks into Second Ward. Harrisburg goes into navigation. Also Wayside goes into Second Ward. Even City Gas. Even Scenic Wood. Now right up here is 225. If we go to the left, we'll be going towards Pasadena, Deer Park, and LaPorte. There's 225. We're crossing over 225. See that sign say Highway 225. We're going on down Harrisburg, trying to get to Robert E. Lee. Trying to get to Highway 90. You say, what is Highway? Old Galveston Road, y'all. That was before they built 45. Old Galveston Road would lead you right into Galveston, and you would have to cross over a drawbridge because they didn't have the big bridge they got to leave that takes you into Galveston. Okay, everybody. We just crossed under Loop 610. You see where we at? Over here by the ship channel, y'all. And we're still in Harrisburg, Texas. Like I told you, Harrisburg, Texas was a pretty big city, y'all. Before Houston annexed it, it helped Houston be the city it is today. Because it was a lot of land out here that John Richardson Harris had out here in Harrisburg, Texas, y'all. Now, up here, we're going to go down Old Galveston Road. The reason why they call it Old Galveston Road, because that was the way we had to go when we had to try to get to Galveston. And it was called Old Galveston Road. And we're going to make a right up here on Old Galveston Road. And right over there is Milby High School. And right here is where them kids got killed on that train track. And they still ain't made an overpass for these kids. But these are black and brown kids. And like I said, Houston and the state of Texas did not join the Union until 1845. The reason why they didn't want Texas in the Union because Texas was a Confederate state. I mean, they authorized slaves. And this is what you got with Abbott in there and Trump. They trying to go back to this Confederate way. And if they go back to the Confederate way, that means it's going to be segregated again. And that's what they're trying to do. That's why the Democrats walked out, because they seen what Abbott and Trump was trying to do. And right now, this is Old Galveston Road. And this road will lead you right into Galveston. And right up there is Loop 610. All right, this is Milby High School, y'all. Now, blacks lived out here in Harrisburg. They could not go to Milby because Milby was for white kids only. So all these kids that lived out here in Harrisburg, they would have to come way to 3rd Ward to Jack Gates to go to school up until 1968. And all of this was for whites and Hispanics. And that's Milby High School right here that you're looking at, the home of the bus. And Milby High School is one of the first high schools in Houston. Sam Houston was first, Colored High, which was Booker T, was second, and then Milby. And like I said, the kids that went to Milby could not, the black kids that lived out here in Harrisburg was not able to go to Milby School. They had to be bused all the way to 3rd Ward to Jack Gates. All right, everybody, as you can see up there, that's the Ship Channel Bridge right there. And on the other side over there is the Ship Channel. That's where the Buffalo Bayou dumps his water out, and that's where Braves Bayou dump their water off right out here at the Ship Channel. And the Ship Channel take the water all the way to the Gulf of Mexico. And you're right up under the 610 bridge. Welcome everybody. All of this is part of Harrisburg, Texas. All right, we're getting ready to turn back around. Welcome everybody. We're getting ready to turn back around, y'all. And as you can see, this is right beneath the 610 bridge. All right, everybody, we are up under the 610 bridge, y'all. As we get ready to go under the 610 bridge. Welcome everybody. All of this was part of Harrisburg, Texas that you're looking at. And that's the 610 bridge right there that you're looking at. And all of this at one time was part of Harrisburg, Texas. And Houston annexed all of this in 1926. And that's the 610 bridge that you're looking at. And that's when you get ready to get up, enter up on the 610 bridge going north. leaving not a salt. People live all back up in here. All these people live back in here. Most of these people work on the waterfront. We hope you guys enjoy it just as much as I enjoy bringing you guys this. Now, right over here is McGregor Park. Henry McGregor donated this land to the city of Houston, and it was the outskirts of Houston because on the other side of McGregor Park, it was no longer part of Houston. It was part of Harrisburg, and I will show you where Harrisburg comes in and Houston city limit goes out once we get under this bridge. But as you can see over there, Henry McGregor donated all that land to the city of Houston to build a park because he's seen how George Herman had already donated all the land for a park over there by Braves Bayou, and he wanted to build a park over here on the other side of Braves Bayou, and he donated all the land to the city of Houston to build that park, and that's Henry McGregor. And his wife donated a park, some land over there in Riverside Terrace, what we call Third Ward, over there on the corner of Cleburne and Alameda, and it's called Peggy Park. And Peggy is the wife of Henry McGregor. And as you can see, we're getting ready to come out of Houston city limits and go into Harrisburg, Texas. All right, we're on the corner of OST and MLK. Okay, now as we go down here, I will show you where it goes out from OST to Wayside, and right now this was the end of Houston city limits as you get ready to go out into this underpass. And when we come out of this underpass, then we would be going into Harrisburg, Texas. Alrighty, everybody, welcome. Now right here, when you go right here was the end of Houston city limits and the beginning of Harrisburg, Texas. I showed you where Harrisburg, Texas started from downtown. Now I'm showing you where Harrisburg, Texas joined in over here on OST. And as you go under this bridge, it's no longer OST. It's called Wayside. And as we go down here on Wayside, I will show you where Sims Bayou comes in and meet Braves Bayou. And we're gonna show you what Sims Bayou is, because Sims Bayou is a bayou that I miss, you guys. And it's a very important bayou on the south side of town. It covers Missouri City, which is Brigate, Chasewood, Harlem Clark, Sunnyside, and South Park. And right here is where, like I say, it's now Wayside, y'all. And Wayside go all the way in through Denver Harbor. And right up here is where Sims Bayou runs into Buffalo Bayou. And Buffalo Bayou takes the water on in to the Port of Houston.